What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rundown for another episode of, well, the Rundown, I guess. Marvel's top five. Marvel's top five. I told you, Anthony. I told you. I'm loopy this morning, guys. Welcome back, everybody. If this is
Killing
your
it, kid.
first time,
Nailed it.
you know how we do. If this is your first time, this is how we do. A show where we deep dive into film and TV, give our thoughts and opinions on it. And you guys, if you're here live in the chat, give your thoughts and opinions. That's what makes our show the Rundown. So if you're watching this for the first time, we just like to have fun, talk about films, talk about things in films, so we can geek out and talk about things that we like with you guys, like-minded people. So join the chat if you're here live. And if you see it after, come join us live one day if you can and talk some films with us. Other than that, Anthony, how are you, mate? You ready to go? You prepared? Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm not prepared. But to be honest, this was a lot easier than last week.
Yes.
Top five action. It was a bit difficult to do, and we really needed some videos, and we all know how that went over. Got stopped 3 times, but Origin Stories was better. It was better, and other than that, it was a busy week at work again. I received some figures. I received the second Wolverine, the second Moon Knight,
Ooh,
Riva, I
nice.
guess, but I didn't even have time to unbox it.
Damn.
Bat Cycle, didn't have time to unbox it, and some other third-party figure. I don't even know which one it is though. But
We need to get some assistance over to Anthony's toy shop. I swear, I'll be there and I can just unbox for you.
dude,
It's no problem.
I'm literally inches away of actually opening Alfred's toy store because I'm sick of all these boxes here. So I might even do it.
You're gonna have to set up a whole team, get the warehouse. It's a thing. You can do it. Let's do it as a side hustle. I'll help you. Let's
Figure
go.
Wonderland.
Just move to Australia. Just move to Australia, and then I'll get everything transported in a big, large
Yeah,
container,
yeah.
and then we'll do it straight out here.
Sounds like a plan.
We're working on it, guys.
Yeah.
We're working on it. Well, I'm excited about today. Top 5 origin stories. I think for me also it was very much a lot easier than trying to do the videos and figure out how we were going to do that. I thought it was going to work. I thought it was going to be great. But for those of you that were here last week, we tried to play videos and we got suspended. So even without the sounds, I need to do some research on what you can and can't do. To be fair,
so
a few
for
people.
some background information, you're saying it was a lot easier, but you're like, okay, I got my top 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, oh no, I changed it again. It's 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I changed it again. This is it. This is going to be it.
Yeah,
Oh no, I changed
was
it again.
tough. It was tough. And my number 5 pick that I'll start with is definitely one that could have not made the cut. But I think maybe I got influenced by rewatching it last night to decide whether I wanted to put it in there or not. And I think the rewatching of it gave me the push that I thought it deserved to be in the top 5. So
Cool.
I'll get into that when we do it. I also have Lani's top 5 that I'm going to throw in. Any of you guys that are here live, if you have a top 5, you throw them in too. We'll do them at the end of the show. I think we'll go through ours and then I'll bring up Lani's so you can see. I think most people who know us know which one her top 1 will be, probably. It's probably a close competition between two.
It must have been something with Michael B. Jordan.
It was Friday Night Lights with Michael B. Jordan. Lani's favorite origin.
Creed.
Yeah, Creed. Yeah, Insane Creed. Sad news today. Or yesterday. Very sad news. A legend. You just reminded me with that. Very sad. Let's see who's here in the chat, and then I guess we'll just kick it off like we did last week with our number 5 pick.
Yeah.
Sick. So we've got Lakagi in the chat. What's up, brother? Thank you for being here. You got to let us know your number 5 pick. Maybe let us know your picks at whatever number we're at in the chat as we do it. So everyone throw in their number 5.
So it's top 5 MCU origin stories.
Yes.
Which ones you think are top 5?
And that can be for any reason. Art's subjective. So for any reason.
Speaking about reason and it being subjective, how did you go about it? Choosing the 5.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Okay, AJ, I see you. I'll read your message. And DK, thanks for being there. Let us know your top 5, number 5 picks as we get into ours. But I'll give you my reasoning of kind of how I was. That's why I messaged you a few times. My reasoning for how am I judging a top 5, and am I judging it as film. I guess in the end, I restricted myself kind of to the origin story, as in the origin film. I kind of went that route because I
Okay.
started getting in the weeds. Like I was going, all three Spider-Man movies are his origin story to get him to where I remember him as a kid in the comics. So to me, the whole Spider trilogy is like probably one of the ultimate origin stories. I was thinking, and I messaged you that, and I'm like, I could get in the weeds with this because then I'm like, I could just get out of control. So I was like, I'm going to rein it
Please
into.
do. Please do. We love it when you get out of control.
I don't know. Well,
Let your hair down, John.
let my hair down. Oh shit! Oh, often got me in the feels. I forgot about that Wally. That's the best intro ever. Damn it! I should have put that on my list. That's okay. That's okay. I'll recover. So I decided to go more film, and I'll explain that as I go. What about you? You, I think, have gone a different path that I probably should have gone.
Yeah, so I included MCU movies and series. I didn't include previous other branches like Deadpool, Wolverine. And I thought that an origin story should explain or would be most fleshed out about different facets of the character and the powers, and it having make sense. So that's how I went about it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And I think we can have that discussion as we go on because a few characters that I didn't make my list could have been because of the way I was grading it by trying to keep it to film and main character point and things like that. So I think that's a good point on how you did it. An origin story is, also how they get to where we know them as. Would you say, right? It's how they get there. Awesome. So I'm excited to talk about this one. Let's go back to these other chats. AJ's here. What's up, brother? It's another secret mission. You know what, AJ?
Secret mission.
You're fired. But I wanted to pass you quickly to say hello. I'll catch you all on the replay.
Yeah, thanks for passing by, dude. And good luck on secret mission. Let us know how it went.
Have a good night.
He must have like an insane body count by now, right?
He can't.
Because he's off doing secret missions every week now.
Body count is high. He's knocking down pins, bro. He's knocking pins down. DK, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here.
So, what is that?
Often's in.
What's that icon from DK?
I think it's a wave. A wave. Pretty sure it's a wave. Yeah, my old man.
Ichigo,
Look, I'm going to go with a wave until someone corrects me because I can't see properly.
You go with a wave.
Top 5 wasted episodes.
Wasted episode. It's going to be episode 5, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and DS already messaged his top 1 origin story was Miss Marvel, right?
I think he did, right?
Oh, Hulk.
Yeah, so you got
Hulk. No, She-Hulk. She-Hulk, sorry.
She-Hulk.
5 out of 5, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Got it. Still pending information.
Scott is still pending.
Play Wolverine, dude.
Oh, bro. That's a nice good burn for you. That is a nice good burn for you.
Oh, that's hot.
There's that.
I like that. One day we'll see Scotty. One day. He may even make an appearance today. Well, let's kick it off, Anthony. Number 5. Do you want me to go first with my number 5?
Yeah, because I don't have any pictures. I'm not as prepared as you.
Right.
I'm ill prepared. Yeah.
Well, I think I need to create a little banner that says number 5 as we move forward. I think I'll do that next time we do it. Boom. Thor. My top 5. Now, this is also grading off top 5 origin film. So this is another thing that I messed with. Yeah. So I'm going, okay, film. So I broke it down to like which films were like an origin story film, and then I went through them and made my decisions. After watching this last night, it did bring back all the feels and did remind me that I loved Thor so much. As like my big 3 were kind of always like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, was because of how well he created this character in the first Thor. And rewatching it, I just was remembering all these things that, as Ian Dory does, had forgotten about that first story. And I started thinking about it differently, thinking about it as an origin story. And I really do like what they got done in the time that they had in this film with his journey. Films can be rushed like that. And I think some of your picks are going to be epic ones to talk about, because I didn't even think about Wanda, because I wasn't putting it into her in a film as her origin story. But if I think about her
Mm.
actual story throughout all the films, it's a great origin story. So, I wish I had a thought like that. But still, looking at this, he's one of my top 3 guys, because rewatching this movie, we were laughing. I was loving the family dynamic and what the actual story is about, him being taught a
Yeah.
lesson. And I think the early Marvel films really nailed it on the head when they did their origin films like Iron Man and this and Cap, by giving us time with the character, you know, for him losing his powers and then us getting to see him like that. How does he act? And then seeing him get his powers back and things like that. I thought were a real great way of discovering someone's character in an origin film in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So he's still, I think he's worthy. He's definitely worthy. Seeing
He's
Anthony Hopkins
worthy.
be a boss, he's so worthy. Also, it's kind of an origin story. It's the beginning of Loki's origin story. And there's moments in the film watching it where I'm like, when Anthony Hopkins throws the hammer out after he casts him out and he says, "Whoever shall be worthy," and then Loki goes to lift it and he can't lift it. It's so interesting to see he wasn't worthy then, but by the end of his show, he's now worthy of something like that. So it just got me in the feels with all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, man, I still love this film. It's funny. The humor's great with Selvig. I mean, this is an origin story for Selvig, God damn it. If not for that,
You're going to make SB mad, dude.
if not for that, Selvig in the motherfucking house. He's a legend. Natalie Portman's great in it. They're all great in it. And it was so fun rewatching it. So I think that
And they
got me in
both crossed over to Star Wars. I see a pattern here.
yeah, they
Selvig
do.
and Padme.
Selvig and Padme. Oh man, I really like Natalie Portman, and I always enjoyed her as this character, especially in this first film. I feel like I enjoyed her character more in this first film, and just the way they interacted. When he's drinking the beer and then he's like, "Get me my horse," or "Get me a horse," and things like that. I just loved that humor about it, because it's a classic fish out of water mixed in with, what's the word I'm looking for? Shakespearean type family drama between him, his father, and his brother, and I like those themes in it. He was the popular son. Loki's the one in the shadows. Kind of reminded me of Gamora and Nebula in a way, as seen by Thanos. The popular one and the not so popular one. So all those elements, I think Kenneth Branagh, and I'm a fan of his as well, and his directing style. A lot of the camera angles really tell the story in a unique way that you don't see in any of the other films. You go back and you rewatch this and you see the camera angles of him. There's always a scene that sticks out to me of Loki sitting in Odin's throne, and it's this real weird side angle. I love those types of angles. And he caught Thor like that a couple of times too. It's just a great movie. Great origin story for me. Deserved to be in my top 5. Yeah. Do you want to say anything about Thor, or just move on to your top 5?
So I even considered Thor as my number 5. And it was mainly because during the movies we kind of get like a feel of how Loki and Thor were during childhood, because we get like to get help, and we get the frog, and we get some of that stuff. And I also think we got like a montage with him running and getting older, but I think it was What If, right?
Running. That was the God of the last film with Christian Bale.
Love and Thunder. Yeah.
So, Love and Thunder. That intro is epic.
I kind of thought that might be it, but I don't think his origin story really explained why he grew so vain. Well, you can imagine that he's a prince and he likes fighting and he's strong, so that's why he became vain. But then with a father like Odin, there's a lot of reasons not to become that vain. So I dropped Thor for my number 5. So my number 5 is actually Kate Bishop. I'm not saying Kate Bishop is my favorite character or my top 5 favorite character, but just origin story wise, I think it's really great because it explains a lot about her personality. She was raised by her mom, who was already in deals with Kingpin, so she was kind of shady. And from childhood on, she just admired Hawkeye because she saw him in the Battle of New York, out of her
Mhm.
bedroom. I don't know what actually happened. He saved someone. Her mom maybe even, who fell down and he saved him. I don't remember, but I do know that she saw him in action during the Battle of New York, and ever since she wanted to
Yes.
become like Hawkeye, and she was already winning gold medals in, I think it was karate, but it was some sort of martial art, and in archery and in gymnastics. So we
All those
don't
montages at the
really,
start were great.
yeah, and we don't really miss anything from her life and her origin really. So that's why I thought she's deserving for a number 5, and she's being trained by the previous Hawkeye, so it makes sense that she'll do well in that department as well.
Yeah, good point. That's great. I think that's a good choice. We do get to see her whole evolution. As you were saying it, like I was running images from the episodes and
Yeah.
through my head, literally, of her training, working, those montages of her building up. So you're right. We do get to see the progression. See, we should have talked about how we we're going to grade
No,
these
no,
origin
because
stories.
this is a better way. Because otherwise we might have ended up with the same top 5, and now it's literally
Yeah, good point.
for different reasons, so it makes it a bit more interesting. But maybe let's go
Good
to
point.
chat for their top 5.
Yeah, let's go to chat. Let's go to chat. So, I think often here we're still talking about Thor. So, you were a vain, greedy, cruel boy. See, those moments in the film, their acting was great, and you're an old man and a fool. Like Tom
You're a
Hiddleston was
fool.
fantastic. I'd almost say it's an origin story for Thor and Loki at the same time.
Yeah.
My actual number 5 is Rocket.
Yeah,
Nice,
we'll get
okay.
to Rocket. We'll get to Rocket.
We'll get to Rocket. We'll get to Rocket. And Often's happy about KB. Boom. Offen, what's your number 5? Your actual number 5.
I like the origin of Pizza Dog.
Translation: Anthony does want to talk to John.
Dude! That's projecting. That's just projection.
He's probably mad at our fantastical episode last week. Failing.
Probably.
Give us your top 5. Give us your number 5, Offen. Do it! Chat, bully him till he does it. Do it!
Bully him.
Give us your top 5. Do it. All right. Well, I think I really like your choice for Kate Bishop. It's one I didn't even think about when I was thinking about my top 5 origin stories. I guess, and that restrained. It's interesting that I like to restrain myself to things like when I do my posing videos, like 10 poses, or I'm always putting boundaries. And you're out there just loving life, hair flowing in the wind, thinking about the bigger picture.
Not taking any pictures. To be fair, I just turned on Disney Plus and just went through every content, not to miss any character. Because when we're doing top 5s, it's easy just to think about the characters we love the most, and then just think about their origin stories. But I think her origin story is pretty complete.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, let's move on. Often this doesn't look like he wants to give us his number 5. Do it. Just agree with me. Then we can be on the same team. Lakay says last week's rundown is called "You Miss 100% of the shots you don't take." That's right. Look, we tried to get some. We tried to be cool.
Yeah. And you get caught in 3 of the tries that you do take.
Often gone the Avengers. I like it. Boom. The Avengers. We talked about that. The Avengers.
Yeah.
Boom. We'll let you have it. My number 4, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Moon Knight. He had to be in there for me, guys. And I'm sure you probably would have been close to picking him too if I hadn't already picked him. I mean, I'm a big fan of Oscar Isaac, and I say that because his portrayal in this show I thought was fantastic. And to kind of set the preface of it, I love this origin story high enough to be in my top 5 that I instantly thought of it when I started thinking about my top 5. So that's one way I knew that I wanted it to be in my top 5, because I started thinking about it. I thought, I've got to find a way to have him in there because I just love that story.
Yeah.
I just love everything they did with how they brought the story to us in a different way without needing to focus so much on crazy action all the time and really focusing on character development and just the mind games of someone with different personalities or whatever it is that he has. I really enjoyed them going into that, all the Easter eggs and the things that they intentionally did when filming it. That would be so hard to add in all that stuff, I'd imagine, to get continuity. It's hard enough for movies to get continuity when they're trying to, like, just do basic stuff, let alone trying to put in Easter eggs and things like that. So this show sticks with me. I'll probably end up rewatching it soon when I do like a Moon Knight posing video. I'll probably rewatch the show and relive it. And I like to do that when I'm working on a video or something, relive the character. So I get ideas about how maybe I want to pose them or whatever. But this show, yeah, if I go to the next picture I brought, you've got his different personalities. I think this picture just sums up, it just sums up how epic it was. I love Egyptian mythology as well. Just everything about how confused his character was. And the supporting cast with Ethan Hawke, he was a great villain. Some of my favorite bits is when they're in the hospital in the last couple of episodes, and you think, is he really crazy? And this is he actually the therapist? Are we getting mind gamed again?
And the girl chewing gum, she fucked me over like a couple of episodes.
For real. And what about the girl in the museum in the first episode when she
that's
says,
what I meant. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
the girl chewing gum
and
her sticking the gum into the pyramid. She fucked me over a couple of episodes. It was cool.
It just sticks with me. Like, what a way! I'm excited to see what they do with him next. I know the show got quite a bit of criticism when it first came out. It wasn't enough action and some stuff like that. But I loved that. I love stories like that. In other film I watch, I'm a big art house film type guy. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind type movie. Give me movies like Oppenheimer and things like that. I love that stuff. So
that's what we were saying when we were doing the show, right? It wasn't supposed to be the thing that a lot of people wanted it to be. So that's why it was different. And to me, I don't think I considered Moon Knight as one of my top 5. But that's just the interesting thing about how we went about this top 5. Because if you would have said, of all the origin stories there are, which content do you think are the coolest? He would have made my top 5. But for me, it was literally which origin story is the most fleshed out in how it explains a person's character. And
which is a great way to do it. That's a really good way to do
it. It's just different. So that's why I didn't have him. But yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I thought, I really enjoyed that we got to spend, and one of the things I put it in there is we got to spend a lot of time with his character, the different versions of his character. There's this main character that we know that we're more invested in one of his other personalities, if that makes sense. I guess they're all him, but he was created by Mark. So it's the way they did it. I loved that whole thing. I can't wait to rewatch it.
And it's cool if you see the picture, because if you look besides the pyramids, there's still a lot of space for Scotty to appear in Moon Knight second series.
There is a lot of room there for him to appear. A lot of room.
To be decided, like Lukage says.
Oh shit. So yeah, that's why it's in my top 4. I just loved the journey. I loved that it was different. I loved that we got to spend more time with him, and that I like in origin stories. One thing I like about origin stories, or if we think about how I graded it, origin films, I like that they all go through some type of struggle to make a decision to do the right thing. There's always that theme in these. And for him, his struggle was within himself in finding as just that part of it, and that internal struggle that he went through, learning about his past, his history, and what got him there. It's just really well done. Really well done. Let's see what the guys are saying. Where were we up to? Oh, okay. William's in the house. What's up, William? We're talking about our top 5 origin stories. So if you know one of yours, what was your top 5 and I'm on to my 4th one. Let us know what your top 5 and top 4 would be, if you can think about it. If you've thought about that before, let us know in the chat. Lukage's number 4 is Doctor Strange. Nice.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange is one I did consider, because His whole trials going through Camartage, and him being a surgeon who loses everything, especially his hands. That was a cool story as an origin story, and also him learning and being defiant, and him being like a quick study. That all made sense. And it would be very easy to see how him being like a very good surgeon made him arrogant. But it didn't explain a lot of him up until him becoming a surgeon. I'm not saying that it should. It's just that's what I considered when I was picking origin stories. So that's why I didn't pick him, but I almost did.
Actually, I agree with that. And Doctor Strange was in my top 5 a couple of times. He was the 5th one there for a while.
I know,
I'm
John.
back and forth. I'm back and forth. But
I know.
think you're right.
This is the top 5. Boom. Said it. Done. Oh no, I changed it.
Done. Like sometimes, like half an hour later.
Boom.
No, change it. Boom. It's set. No, it's changed. Boom. Oh shit. But okay, so Doctor Strange. Here's one of the reasons, I guess, why it didn't stick in my top 5 in the way I was grading it, as in origin story film, as in one contained thing. Like, what's the first thing we see them in as the origin to bring them to us? With Thor, even with Thor, Cap, and Iron Man in their origin films, we get to spend time with them as they like. So I don't want to ruin because I'm going to talk about the other ones, but we get to see time with them not being at their best or being the strong hero. You get to see that for Strange, but you don't get to see much about why he is the way he is, if that makes sense, until he gets the injury. You get to see what he becomes after the injury. So I think that kind of pushed it out for me. But as an origin film, I think that's why it was. It's such a great film. Like, it's probably my favorite Doctor Strange movie is the first one. I just every time I've rewatched that, I've loved it more. Like, I've enjoyed it more. I'll want to go and pose my Strange or something.
And for me, he also made it like in my top 5 best action sequences, because it was so different than what we had gotten up until then in the MCU, with the whole mirror dimension, with the warps. That was very cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely top movie. I'll probably actually rewatch that soon, because I nearly rewatched it again when I was thinking if I was going to add it to my top 5. Yeah. Now, often's asking, does Toby count? Well, it counts for you if you want to, mate. Yeah, if you want to, because I restricted myself just to the new MCU from Iron Man onwards to make it a bit easier. Otherwise, I would have bloody Deadpool, Wolverine, all these. It would have been completely different, to be fair.
Yeah, so I even counted the Spider-Man, but I decided not to do them. Because most of the character is not explained up until the death of Uncle Ben. And then
but see, then I would argue, does it need to be? Does it need to be? That's interesting. I just thought about that. And as you said,
for me, well, it's just no, it doesn't need to be. But for me, in considering what I think are the top 5 best origin stories, I just as like a rule of measure, I just took the most fleshed out of most facets of the characters, not only powers. So that's just my rule set for this.
Yeah, I like that. It's very analytical, in an analytical way. What beats did they hit? Like, how did they bring it? I like that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, put Toby in if you want to. Often go for it. Do it.
That's no right and wrong.
Williams says, I would say Doctor Strange is my top 5. Nice. As we're talking about, epic.
I can imagine that.
Epic.
Scrubs. Strange Scrubs. They should call it Strange Scrubs.
A prequel.
With the whole rivalry with the other surgeon, right?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I hate Doctor Strange as a character, but cool visuals. Damn, that's harsh.
Well, he should be kind of hated because he's like arrogant and narcissistic, right? So he should kind of be hated, but also loved at the same time.
Captain America is one of my favorites. Well William, I'm with you on that. With you on that. And he is in my list. But what is your number 4, Anthony? Let's go.
Yeah, so my number 4 is Ant-Man. Because, like I said, for me, when I thought about this top 5, I had to had some kind of rule set to go by. So I wanted most of the facets to be explained, not only the powers, and I like the way that we really get to know a lot about Scott Lang. He's kind of like this happy-go-lucky bum who's not really that happy because he's divorced and he doesn't see his kid as much as he wants to, and his kid sees what's the guy's name, Todd or Ted? I don't know. He sees like the husband of the new partner of mom as like a semi-dad, and he misses out in life a lot. But what you also know is that he has like this crew, which is like a funny crew, and they hustle and they do heists, which I think is the cool part because that explains why Ant-Man movies are always heist kind of movies, and why he's good at it. Even without the suit, he's just kind of good and kind of not good at doing heists, right? And so he kind of fucks up, but he's also used to doing heists. So that's why it makes sense. And I love that. And he's getting trained by Hank Pym, like the original Ant-Man, so it makes sense that he would be able to master the suit like that.
I completely agree. Ant-Man was in there too. Ant-Man actually made Lani's list as a top 5. It's, when I was thinking about that, having a top 5 is very difficult for me. It's very difficult for me.
It's for me as well. So that's why I get like an artificial set of rules.
Yeah, I have to put restrictions to be okay with it, because when I think about Ant-Man 1, for me, first of all, Ant-Man 1's the best Ant-Man film out of all the Ant-Man films to me. The vibe and the feel of that movie, I think he just nailed the his team, his friends. It's so fun. It's so heist. It reminds me of how when Marvel were doing their themes, like, Ant-Man is the heist film. That's the heist. That it's that vibe, the funny, cool, warm feeling, happy-go-lucky hero and his guys. I always think about his friends' scenes, and it's when he's telling the story, all that stuff. It's just such a great film, Ant-Man 1 to begin with. So that one was definitely in and out of my top 5. So I completely agree. It was just different again from everything else, but I think when they were doing those themes, it really just set every film apart from the other, because each one was about a different type, being that it was about a different theme, I think. So definitely
so much respect for Paul Rudd for like co-writing it.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. So that's why I think it's well, it had nothing to do with why I think he's in my top 5 for this, but I think him co-writing and all the Ant-Man kind of things, it's the same for me as Robert Downey Jr. like ad-libbing the Iron Man stuff. Well, obviously Iron Man's a lot bigger, but I think it's cool. He's so into it.
But I think you're right though. The origin story as a film for Ant-Man is a great intro to a character. It definitely made me care about the character. And I think it was a great way to introduce Ant-Man to the world on live action. I mean, I think the best, you couldn't have done better. I think it was just the perfect film for him and for his character.
Yeah.
And, not every character needs to be saving the world every time. Like and you think about where his arc goes. His arc was so integral in the Infinity War saga at the end. If it wasn't for him. Yeah. So great pick. I like that pick.
Cool.
Where are we with everyone? I think Often's talking about Doctor Strange. He's Tony Stark without charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one has Tony Stark's charm. William, Iron Man set the stage for my top 5, so I will definitely be talking about that when we get there. Worst.
So he's saying the first is so that kind of means that Quantumania for Often is better than 1 and 2.
I think he might be saying worst about Doctor Strange. He's saying worst about Doctor Strange or worst about Ant-Man?
I think he's saying the worst, that Ant-Man 1 is the worst of the 3.
No way. He wouldn't dare say
let's hear it, Often. Explain yourself. Yeah. Explain yourself, Often.
Explain it. When Doctor Strange was looking at possibilities, that's me trying to put top 5 together. Yeah, exactly.
One chance.
Yes. Oh, geez. It's going to be super delayed. No, I can't even find it. Oh wait, here it is.
I understood that reference.
That's a good one. It's almost on point.
Do you think if there was a way we could give Offen the video clips to play and he could just insert them live when he
Dude, he
thought
would insert them to no end. Especially also because it mutes us, right? So you would just like insta mute. You wouldn't even care which movie it was. You would just do the clips just to mute us.
when Dr. Shane, oh yeah, sorry, I clicked on that one. I was in there twice. Okay, wait. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, get the. Oh Lord heavens! No, how dare you? How dare you? 1, 2, and then 3. I think I would go 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Do you
Maybe
need
2
orange
or 3.
slices?
I don't know.
I think Offen needs some orange slices. Get him
orange slices.
Oh Jesus!
That's
Okay, so that's our 5 and 4. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Number 3. Number three for me is Shang-Chi. Sean. Oh, guys. I didn't think he was going to be this high on the list until I started thinking about origin films. And I'm like, I love this movie. This is probably one of my favorite things of Phase 4. Yeah. And he can agree with this one. Boom.
Cool.
I think one of the things that played into why I like this so much is I like the culture. I also like just the magicalness of the world they created. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
he's
I agree.
so charismatic.
When I came out of the movies for this one, I just remember getting out, walking down the stairs of the cinema, and I just thought, I want to live there again. I want to be in that world again. Yeah.
Yeah. Just everything from them singing karaoke to the way they introed him, that bus scene, it was in my top action sequences. That bus scene and the way they intro him.
Rightfully so.
Bro, it just still sticks with me, and it's one we rewatch
but dude,
a lot.
It wasn't in your top 5 anymore, right? I think it left your top 5 in the end.
No, not in the end. Not in the end.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Came back.
You got it.
Came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was down to This one was always number 3, baby. I just love this film. It's like a warm comfort place watching this film. The comedy in it, I think, is done really well. I love the story between him and his father. I like the conflict that he goes through. We get a history of his life from a child losing his mother. I love how they built all that into this film. And all the relationships he built with his sister. I know that's going to expand to the next one. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. I loved Tony Liu's performance as what am I forgetting? Wenwu, the Mandarin. Just absolutely love this film. Probably the thing I've rewatched the most from the new phase. Like even Mila will watch this, and that's another reason. Like I love that she loves it too. So this is definitely deserving of a top 5 for me. I just think what a great intro to the character. We get to see his past, see the pain. All good heroes go through a lot of pain. Wanting to kill your own father would be pretty painful to get to that point. But you can see them when he's with his father. Especially when they kidnap them and take them back to, well, not kidnap, but get them and take them back to the house. His father's still so commanding over him. Like they can sit there and eat dinner, even though they're going to end up having a massive, but the battle's brewing. But in a way, he still respects his dad, or they still respect their dad to sit there and, eat a dinner with him. I know, I just really liked that dynamic. I thought it was done really well, and just a fantastic intro to the character. Did you want to add anything for Shang-Chi?
Yeah, so if I would have went by the rules of all the origin story movies, which one is your top 5, then Shang-Chi would have made my top 5. But like I said, I went with like a different set of rules. I really liked in Shang-Chi that you actually saw them in the childhood, but to me, it didn't explain a lot about Sean. Because Sean is like a total facade. Or not anything like he was in his childhood, or so that doesn't explain it for me. So I'm going by my rule set. Shang-Chi didn't make it, but yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah. I would argue that a big part of him is Sean. That's who he really is. I feel like but you're right. They didn't show how he got there. Like I felt like he was like he could easily still live that happy-go-lucky life if he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get.
yeah.
Yeah, just good point though. I like it. Often says, fun fact, John is Chinese. No. I'm the last samurai. I have a feeling I have the same top three. Ooh, we might. We might.
Okay, look at it. Type your top 3. So we'll just see, because John's top 3 is fixed now, finally. So just type it out
Well,
and we
Shang-Chi
can
was
see if it's the same
my
one.
third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was number 3, so there's 2 left.
Yeah. So just type your top 2 then, right?
Yeah, type your top 2. Yes, but Sean, Shang-Chi, boom. I mean, I bought 2 of each of this figure. That's how much I love it. Just because I wanted to have 2 fighting and 2 like in a character pose. I'm mad. I'm crazy. But that's how much I love that movie. And that's a movie, like I also know, I think, okay, that's a movie we'll always go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, so I also only bought 2 of them just because I'm kind of guessing we'll get like a second version from another movie.
Yeah, well, they're starting work on number 2. They're starting work on number 2. That would be awesome. But they are starting work on number 2. Same director. Boom, boom. Bring it on.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring it on. Yeah. You're the same as me, Lukagi. Are we talking about best movie or character? See, that's the different grading. Often I graded it on best origin, like intro to the character, I guess, origin film or origin series.
Yeah, you kind of did origin film, and I did origin
Yeah.
story, like literally the writing of the origin. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
type your top 2, top 3, top 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get into my top 2, well, let's go your top 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my third is Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Okay. Well, he's my number 2, so we can just combine it. Boom.
Oh, cool. Just show your number 2 then.
Oh yeah. I'll put it up in the background while we talk about it. Yeah, that's right.
By the way, while we're talking about, dude, if you go back to us, besides each other, I was just wanting to compliment the background because I think it's cool the way the light hits us up there and the rundown underneath. Looks great.
Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I saw that and I thought it felt right. It felt right.
Dude, it looked great.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyway,
like it.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I like the fact that you see him from his army days. I would have liked it even better if you saw more. But yeah.
Look at that production quality.
That he's the guy who would do anything for his team. He wants to serve his country. And he would lay down on the grenade. To make the team play, right? Lay down on the wire to make the team play. And you see him evolving into Captain America, then being like a pawn for commercials, him being disillusioned, and then going through the Howling Commandos and meeting Bucky. So yeah, dude, it's a great origin story.
Great origin
really
story.
Doesn't explain why he wants to serve his country, and why he's such a team player. So that's kind of why I doubted him being in my top 3, and maybe should have been lower. Kind of made an exception for Captain America because I love the movie so much, and it's all about his origin. So yeah, that's why he's in my top 3.
Yeah, I agree. I love that we get to spend time with him. I think they did a fantastic job in the way they paced the film and gave us plenty of time with him as this guy. So when we see him become jacked Captain America, we believe we believe more that he's a good person. There's the line with him when he's having drinks with the doctor before he goes through the procedure, and there is a comment that the doctor says that I don't necessarily agree with, that because someone is weak, that if they get power, they're going to be good. I think that's definitely not the case in real life. But for Steve, we get to spend enough time with him like this. when he's with Bucky talking and they go to the fair and everything, learning a little bit about, that he just feels like he has to do something. And back in that time where they were getting conscription and all that type of stuff, there would have been a big push for men to step up and go fight for their country. So you could just put it down to him just being one of those people that thinks he should do the right thing, He just believes in doing the right thing. But I don't know how you could maybe show why he believes in doing the right thing all the time. Like, I don't know how they would have conveyed that. But I just love that we spend time with him before getting into it. And I think they did that really well with Captain America. They did it pretty well with Thor. You get to spend that time with him and Selvig, and we're watching them become best friends, and just some of the greatest moments in cinema history of Selvig and Thor together. That's jokes. But they do it with Tony in the cave. And all that stuff. You get to spend time with the character. And I think that's what I loved about this origin film, is we spend time with him to see him like this, so we believe him more. And I think it worked. It definitely worked. I know it worked when he becomes Captain America. Because then you get to the end of the film and he's already making the sacrifice play.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. It's like he knew he was going to, this just what he had to do was fight and die or whatever. But great origin story. What about you guys in the chat? Do you agree? I'm just seeing what Often wrote. Justin Hammer. What the?
Happy Hogan, motherfucker. Play Wolverine.
Shit.
Oh, that's hot.
Ah, it's hot.
Now this.
No.
Often would keep playing that
Trash.
one. And that one.
Oh shit. Look,
dude.
they're solid picks. They're solid picks.
Solid picks.
They're solid picks. I'll give you
Justin
that.
Hammer.
They're from
To
the
be
Iron
fair,
Man
Justin
universe.
Hammer is not that weird of a choice.
Yeah, he's good.
It's
definitely
even less weird than it sounds.
Yeah. Now, if you're talking about Happy Hogan in What If, that's a different one. He turns into whatever he turns into. Forgot Modoc and Jimmy Woo. Jimmy Woo's a good one. That's deep cuts. Deep cuts. I guess
I almost
Modoc's
put
deep
in
cuts.
Terrence Howard. War Machine.
Oh no. I'm just getting some new pictures, but yeah, being that he's my number two, look, we'll go to your number two next, I guess. But I just think Cap's first film will always be up there for me. I loved the setting. I think it was perfect because I think people back then had more ideals like that.
Yeah.
It felt like, it felt more patriotic back then because of what they were living through. So I think you're definitely right. It deserves to be up there. Do you want to do your number two? And I'm just going to upload my pictures.
I was pretty quick choosing my number 5, to be honest. My top 5. Once I got the rule set for myself, I was pretty quick doing it. Because it seemed really obvious which ones would be my number 1 and 2. For my number 2, it's Wanda Maximoff. Because like I said, for me, I took this assignment as good writing of origin. To me, it doesn't matter if something is comic accurate or not, but I really liked how fleshed out the character and story of Wanda is. Because we see her first in, as actual movie footage is Age of Ultron, I guess, as like orphaned siblings with Pietro. And Sokovia got destroyed by Stark Tech. There's bombs flying all around them, and one doesn't explode. It might have to do something with her chaos magic that didn't explode, but we don't know that yet. But it didn't explode, and she saw Stark. From then on, she was orphaned, she was war torn, and she hated Tony Stark. Then they kind of joined Hydra, or they became like experiments for Hydra. with the scepter and the Mind Stone, and a lot of the experimental subjects died, but her and Pietro didn't. Probably because they were mutants, but we didn't know it yet. So they displayed like very cool powers with the chaos magic, and she was like a telekinetic, I guess, mostly. But she also could manipulate minds after when Hydra fell and she joined Ultron. Because remember, she still hated Tony Stark for all of her life because Tony Stark ruined her life. So she just wanted to destroy the Avengers. Yeah. And she kind of did until she saw what Ultron actually was. And then she kind of redeemed herself, joined the Avengers. And then she got into a relationship with, I want to say Ultron. Yeah, it was Ultron right away, right? And I think her and Ultron became fugitives because of the Sokovia Accords, because she was with Team Cap, I think.
Not Ultron, Vision, sorry.
Yeah, Vision. Yeah, Vision.
Vision.
And then she was like fugitive with Vision. She hid away for like 2 or 3 years, I guess. They fell in love. She saw Vision like the first person she actually loved in like a relationship. She saw him getting destroyed, then being brought back to life, then being destroyed again by Thanos, and she just flipped.
Pretty hectic.
Yeah, and after she flipped, she created WandaVision with her 2 kids, and then she got her kids taken away also because she kind of figured out that it was an illusion, and then she went on a rampage trying to find the kids. And then you get like Multiverse of Madness. So I think her origin story is so fleshed out because you actually get to see why she is the way she is even before she got the powers, and then so on and so on. So she's my number 2.
Yeah, she gets a lot of loss. She has a bad time. She, those characters that doesn't really have any happy outcomes. Really, well,
no one does, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think that's an interesting thing because she becomes a villain as opposed to becoming the hero, which means it's kind of not really in her to be the hero, at least not yet. Unless you count what she does at the end of the film. I wonder if we'll see more from her in the future. There's rumblings, but I wonder.
Probably.
Yeah. See that going over that.
Oh, it was a pun. Did you make it? Did you make a Wanda pun? I wonder.
That's a good one. Oh man, have you seen the Young Bomb pose with that Wanda from WandaVision? That's one of the greatest poses I've seen.
Yeah.
Bro.
But it's like a Fison body, right?
Fison body, yeah. You'd have to get the Fison body and do it. But goddamn, it's good. Okay, so that's your number 2.
That's my number 2.
Let us know in the chat. Let us know in your chat. Offen's then changed his to Infinity Ultron Kamala Khan.
Come on, dude. No joke. I kind of Kamala Khan was also in there to be my number 5. Because if we talk about writing of origin stories and getting to know the people and getting to know the characters really well, I think they did a great job on Miss Marvel. But she just missed it.
I think so too. That's one of those fun shows, definitely. I had such a great time watching that show. I still think about the family dynamic. I loved the family from that show.
Yeah.
I think Supreme Strange and What If is the real Strange, in my opinion. Interesting. Imagine if he became that. She got a free vintage book out of it, though.
Yeah, so, and I like the fact that she went on a rampage to find her kids, and then she got the Darkhold because she was so desperate, and that the Darkhold actually corrupted her. So she has a lot of ways to redeem herself still.
Yeah. I mean, I completely understand going on a rampage. I would become an assassin if I couldn't get to Mila. I would do anything. Yeah. I would do anything.
And that's only one kid. Imagine 2. It's twice the rampage.
Bro. I would become Supreme Strange if I had to.
Yeah.
Okay, so
your number one.
My number 1. Dun, 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 dun. You know it, baby.
Terrence Howard.
Come on! Come
Man.
on! Come
Iron
on!
Man.
Number one. Iron Man. Next time, baby. Yeah. Yo, Tony, mate. Where's my suit, mate? That's how good he was in that film. It still sticks with us. Come on, man. Oh, jeez. So I do have Happy Hogan. Here you go. So you have Happy
So you
Hogan
have
as well.
Happy Hogan as well.
You know what? Yes, without Happy Hogan, there is no Iron Man. So
True.
literally,
True.
John Favreau. But guys, come on. This for me is my number one. Just for so many reasons. Not just because I love everything Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr.
We believe
I
you.
love how they made it. So like for me, I've watched all the behind the scenes making ofs, all the people that do breakdowns and rundowns, and I just love it that much. I love just talking about it, thinking about it, how it was all done. It was such a magical thing. Like not only is it an origin story for a character, it was a redemption of a human being in Robert Downey Jr. changing his life.
Yeah.
Like finding something like
And
that.
redemption
It
of the
was the
studio as well.
redemption of the studio, an origin story of the company and what they were going to be. Like it's just
Yeah.
everything about this film just resonates with me when I go back and rewatch it. I did take 4 pictures for this one because
Cool.
I just love it. I love that we get to spend time with Tony in the cave and get to see him humbled, even though you don't go back as much through his life, like you would say in the way you graded your film, like the way you
Mhm.
graded your origin stories. The
Yeah.
way I graded it as in an origin film to a character, I don't think there's any one that has topped an intro to a character that becomes this charismatic. Like, at least, in my opinion, obviously. I just loved the humor. I loved this whole moment in this scene when he really decides when he's going to become Iron Man, and he looks at himself. He gets up and he points his arm out. And he looks into like the reflection of the windows, and he's listening to the news and what's going on, and really coming to think about what Yinsen said. I think Yinsen was a great character for him to meet in the cave. The way they get him to that point in such a short amount of time to then decide he's going to do something about it and go do. Well, actually, we'll do this picture. Just suit up in the suit as it is, the Mark III, and then go and kick some ass. That whole sequence in that film was amazing, man. And then getting, to the end, fucking hell, main. Let's get all my mains out. I just think the way they did it in the amount of time that they did it is an achievement in filmmaking, I think, to get you to care about a character, introduce a world, add awesome action, but not too much action. Like it's not overstuffed with action. Another reason that I love the intro to the character. I love the scenes with him as Tony Stark just as much as I love the scenes with Iron Man, if not more, because I just like spending time with the character. So I think they just did such a great job in creating something unique that changed the game. It just changed the industry, really.
Mm-hmm.
I've got more to say, and I'm forgetting because I'm just forgetting things that I knew I wanted to talk about it. But it's just this film for me. I don't see anything topping it. As much as I loved the intricacies of Moon Knight as an intro. I haven't been able to feel about a character like I feel about how they portrayed this character. So that's why he's my number one. Yeah. He's your number one too, right? So I think he's definitely your number one as well. So it's everybody in the chat. I think everybody in the chat says it's their number one.
So if you would ask me top origin movies, this would definitely be like my number 1 or 2. But like I said, I just went about it another way. I went for origin writing. And for me, Rocket is my number 1. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I would have loved it even if the whole Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie didn't exist and it was only Rocket's origin, because I thought that was so beautifully portrayed. And you literally get to see him from being a pup to him being what he is. He grew up in a as an experiment of the High Evolutionary. And his life was so unpredictable and unsafe. And that's what you see in Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 on up until 3. He just trusts no one. He only goes for his own gain. He's a hustler. He's very smart. And he just does what he can to survive. And he has like the biggest attachment problem ever. And it makes sense seeing how he grew up. And you get to know like the friends he made over there. What was it? Floor Thief and Lila or Lila? I don't know what it was anymore. And it was so beautifully done. And I love the fact that it was done in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which was like their send-off movie. Because after I've watched 3, I watched 1 and 2 in like a whole different way. Because when I rewatched 1 and 2, I just knew about Rocket's backstory then, about his origin story. So he was such a deeper character to me rewatching 1 and 2 after 3. So I think hands down, Rocket is my number 1.
I completely agree on all those points. Like it was such a great film. If you think about the Guardians trilogy, all 3 movies are epic. Like they're all epic in their own way. Like I forgot how awesome number 2 was, from everything, from how they filmed it, from the intro to the final scene with the music and Yondu. Like when I rewatched it, me and Lani did it the other way. We watched 1, 2 right before we went to the cinema, and the way they cared about Rocket when he got, just the way even Star-Lord acted when Rocket was injured, things like that in that film just totally had us. Everything about it. Even if you throw in the Christmas, I'm going Guardians here a bit, but even if you throw in the Christmas special, that whole world of Guardians, the 3 movies, even say Infinity War and Endgame, or Infinity War because they're in it quite a lot, and Guardians 3 are just fantastic. And you're right, Rocket has had, I think what James Gunn did, he said he always saw himself as Rocket. And I think that was really a love letter to his journey with making the films, was going to delve into what made Rocket the way he was. And for him to finally get called Rocket Raccoon right at the end of the film after all this time, it really was an origin story.
Rabbit and Tree.
Oh, man. I always love in Endgame when him and Tony are watching the jewels get put into the glove, and he like makes a loud noise, and Tony just looks at him like, I love that. It scared the shit out of me. I love that. You forget Bradley Cooper, what a legend to voice it. Like what an absolute legend voicing that character. You're right. It's such a great origin story. It's a tearjerker of an origin story. I know you definitely cried. I mean, me and Lani, we shed a tear. I know you did.
Like I do with every movie.
Yeah, you're always crying.
You know how we do.
You know how we do. I just want to quickly, if I knew how to ban someone often in here, I would ban you right now for that.
I know, but
if I figure it out, you're done.
Is that about Iron Man or Guardians of the Galaxy? Because if it's about Guardians of the Galaxy, I literally didn't think about a movie top 5. It's literally only writing of the origin.
No, I think he's doing Iron Man, but he's banned now, so don't worry. Lakagi says Howard Dark number 1. Boom. Good choice.
Howard the Duck's like the flattest character ever in MCU. It doesn't matter if he's locked up with Tovan, with the Collector, or if it's free, or if he's the boss or something. He's just the same everywhere and always.
Yeah. Everywhere. Mantis in Dead Reckoning. You could argue that all the Guardians just had great story arcs at the end. Even Mantis, like the way, even Drax, baby, the way Drax.
They had cool arcs. Yes, they had cool arcs. But I'm just thinking about Origins now.
Yeah, Origin. Yeah. Of course. When we do character arcs, that's going to be an interesting one to do.
Yeah.
If we did one,
we already know that Tony and Cap are going to be 1 and 2.
Well, come on. Of course. But where would the others be? True. Where would the others be? Iron Man is the start of fighting the same character, i.e., Man in suit versus.
Yeah.
Go to your room.
Start maybe. It's been like that always and everything, right? It's a classic.
It's a classic. Go to your room.
Same thing versus same thing.
Same thing versus same thing. Yes. Now, before we go, I have my lovely wife Lani's top 5. So I thought I'd add that in there because she had some interesting
do it.
points and choices. Let me go to her and let us know if anybody in the chat hasn't put their top one yet. What would be your top Origin one? Film, if you're grading it like I graded it, or story, if you're grading it like Anthony graded it. Let us know while I quickly bring up this one.
I thought we were going to do like a Peter Quill. So, film, if you grade it like I graded, or story, if you grade it like an idiot.
No, because I like that. I like your style of doing it. Iron Man is the start. I read that one. How dare you? Someone teach me how to ban him? Someone tell me how to ban this guy. Okay, so Lani
Take
even
back
put
the
in some
spanner.
honorary. Yeah, take it back.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable
Creed.
mentions. She's got. No. Wait. I'll do her top 5 first, and then I'll give you the honorable mentions.
No,
So
honorable
Lani's
mentions first.
Oh, you want honorable mentions first? Okay.
Yeah.
So she had Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, Shuri becoming Black Panther. You know what? I actually love some moments in Shuri's story in Black Panther of her becoming Black Panther. I actually thought that was done really well. So I think that's a deserving honorable mention. And then she put Vision as well. So Age of Ultron becoming Vision, which was pretty epic. Especially when you just...
Yeah, Vision kind of was on my mind for like a few seconds because I think it was cool that he has like a couple of different ingredients from different characters in the stone.
And because it was Jarvis's voice, I feel like you feel like you've known him for even longer. Like he always felt like Jarvis to me. I always just felt like he's Tony's guy.
Flying Jarvis, yeah.
Flying Jarvis. Now, you got a badass girlfriend. Jesus. Her top 5.
Literally, yeah.
Literally. Ant-Man. So she put Ant-Man in, which I think is a great choice. She put Rocket as number 4. So Rocket was in her top 5. She put Iron Man number 3. We did fight. We're probably going to fight more about this because I'm accosted by her. Captain America was number 2 because she loves her Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Number 1, can we all guess? Number 1, Killmonger. Killmonger. But I would argue he does have a fantastic origin, and he was my number 5 up until late last night when I switched back to Thor after watching
one of the gazillion switches.
one of the gazillion switches.
I got it. My number 5, Killmonger. Boom, done, set.
And then, like, what? 20 minutes later? Wait. No, Thor. Lock it in.
Lock it in. That was brilliant. Lock it in. Dude, I'm not locking shit. I'm not locking shit with your top 5.
Oh, Jesus. It's actually been quite fun trying to think about what my favorite things are and why are they my favorite things. But I like the idea of confining myself to how I'm grading it. It just makes it easier. Otherwise, I get too confused because, when you talk about Rocket's origin, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I agree. Like, it is awesome.
So this is why I never tell my top 5 before you set yours.
He doesn't, guys. He won't tell me at all. Wait, is that like the third number 5? Which one? Oh, Black Panther.
Yeah, I think the honorable mentions.
Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah, honorable mention. So
so for me, I kind of thought, so again, if we're talking about cool movies, solo movies, then Black Panther would be up there. As an origin being written, Black Panther doesn't count for me, but I love the movie.
Yeah, I'd say Killmonger's origin is more written in that film.
Yeah.
Better written. And I think like he is
you know a bit more about how he became I wouldn't say better.
Yeah, and why. Well, what I loved about what they did with Killmonger's character is you do empathize with him. Like you could understand that you might feel like that if his people did this to his king, did this to his uncle, for Christ's sake, did this to to his dad. Like that's crazy. It's crazy that he did that. And you can understand why he would someone could go that route for revenge. And his intentions were to help people get out of poverty. And sometimes we think they've got the best intentions, like Thanos thinking they're doing the right thing. When you think you're doing the right thing, you could in turn be doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So I love how
Somehow
they got so much
Oh.
into his character. Sorry, no, you're right.
Somehow I never got into Killmonger. I never really got into Killmonger. Even though he has like a nuanced story. While I was while I was watching the movie and I was in the theater, but even after when I was watching it at home, the accent, his American accent, kind of pulled me out every time. I
Didn't it?
guess not because it's a weird accent or a wrong accent, but just because I love the Wakandan accent so much. So I just wanted everyone in the movie to speak in that accent.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. And then he came with
But
his
also-
American accent. I thought, what the hell are you doing?
Well, that even makes him more jarring. He's this outsider. He's this
Yes,
outsider
but
because of them.
It makes sense that he doesn't talk with a Wakandan accent, of course. But it just pulled me
Yeah.
out of it every time, and I just didn't like it.
Interesting. I'm going to tell Lani you said that. She's going to come for you. Often says Deadpool's origin in She-Hulk. Perfect. Great point, mate. Is this guy banned already? Get this guy out of here. Don't be drudging up. Don't be fake news. Fake news.
Yeah, you're slow on the Wolverine, dude.
I am slow on the Wolverine. Shit. Hang on, I'll give it to you.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh shit! Deadpool's is another fantastic origin story, though. And if we were broadening the horizons, Deadpool 1 would definitely be in there. As one of my favorite
Yeah.
origins.
But I just didn't include him.
Yeah.
That would make it difficult for me.
Where would he be if we did include those extra movies? Where would Deadpool be in our top 5 if we had to insert
I
it
think
into
he
this
would
top 5?
be.
There's a curveball for you.
Yeah. If we're talking about origin movies, he would be very high. Well-written origin stories. I don't know. He might be
In
at
a
5,
way.
I think.
Yeah, in a way, it's pretty well written. I like that they go into the past, the narration. It's a very well done first movie. I think films definitely it would be up to. I think it'd probably be number 3 for me, behind Iron Man and Cap, just because they're my guys.
Well, it doesn't account for the way he is. Up until he gets into the bar and is in his crew, right? It doesn't account for that. Maybe if you count Blade 3, or was it again? No, not Blade 3. What was it again? Wolverine, right? Wolverine.
Origins.
Yeah. Maybe if you count that one because he was like the merc with the mouth, and he stayed the merc with the mouth, then it was a bit more fleshed out. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I missed it, but purely for this top 5, like written origins, it would not
Wolverine
be higher
origin.
than 5. Yeah, it would not be higher than 5 for me.
Yeah. I think that it'd get very confusing if we add in those other characters, because even Toby's Spider-Man 1, I see Toby come up a few times. I love that movie. Even the second film, it's not an origin, but that second is just a freaking classic.
Yeah, true.
Wolverine Origins.
Oh,
We
X-Men.
like me and
X-Men
Lani.
Origins.
Yeah, me and Lani love Wolverine Origins. Apart from we like the story of it. Apart from what they did with Deadpool and all that at the end, I can still get past. I love that origin build up of when he was a kid and going through the wars with his brother, and I actually quite like that story.
Yeah.
It's a shame about how they capped it off, but Wolverine would definitely be in there just because he's my guy as well. So yes, that's Lani's top 5.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? Australia
And Logan.
represent.
And Logan.
And Logan.
In the world.
That's it. That's it, guys. That's our top 5. The question is, Anthony, what are we going to do next? What will be our next top 5?
I don't know. I don't think. Look, before we started this series, I thought character arcs would be cool, but maybe it's going to be a bit too easy or predictable if we would do character arcs. I think villains might be cool. I think consistent motivations would be cool.
Mhm.
Power levels, consistent power levels, or best setup power levels, or best setup things that you get paid back afterwards in a movie. Maybe something like that.
Mm, I think so. What do you guys think in the chat? Often's coming after me. Broaden your horizon, John. No, never,
Never. Trash.
never, never.
Well, I
Um,
am.
I think we definitely have to do something with DC soon too. I think that'd be an
Oh, yeah,
interesting
true.
one. And what was DC? That would be a fun one.
It's going to be Aquaman first, right?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I still enjoyed Aquaman 2. Me and Lonnie still enjoyed Aquaman 2.
Dude, Iron
we
Dory
enjoyed
makes so much more sense now with Aquaman being being your favorite.
How dare you? Oh, wait. What? Billions season 1? You watched that last week?
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
Aquaman 2.
What is it on? What is it on often? Billions.
No,
Because
I think he's
I don't think
I think he's saying Aquaman.
Oh,
I think he
okay.
said he watched Aquaman 2 last week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I still need to see it.
I think he's just trolling me. You know what?
Probably.
I ban that comment.
Billions season 1.
Do yourself a favor, watch it. Do yourself a favor. All right. Well, me and Anthony will talk, I guess, about what we're going to do for our next topic, and then
Yeah.
we'll put that up through the week. If you guys have any ideas, let us know in the chat, and we'll think of something that could be fun to have to decide what a top 5 is. And I think maybe continuing the trend of you don't tell me your method, and I will tell you my method because I tell you, so you can manipulate.
No. So I just know it's set. You're not changing it every time. If you could, you would change it like inside in the show itself.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, oh yeah, I like that. No, let me change it. Let me change it. Oh, geez. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll think about whether we even expand to DC or to opening up all the other Marvel content. If we counted all superhero Marvel content, that I think would change up something different. That could be.
But
very
DC is a good
interesting.
one to do.
Yeah, DC is a good one. Just the question would be, what would we do for DC? Because it doesn't have as much content as Marvel.
True.
Unless we include Dark Knight? We could do I don't know. We'll talk about it, guys.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this new series, though, of doing top 5s. It's been fun for us trying to pick what we like and trying to make a decision on it. And if you want to, join in, and maybe I'll try and get the topic out sooner to give people more time to think about what they want to make their top 5. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we'll try and decide by Wednesday at the latest, and I'll get the stream scheduled.
Under pressure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put Anthony on the pressure. But before we wrap up, Anthony, I got to ask you, are you going to bring us some goods on the channel soon? What are you bringing us?
Oh,
brother?
dude, don't ask me
Have
that.
you had time?
Have
you had time?
Bit too busy. No, it's a bit too busy with home and work, so I don't know yet. But I think I started doing 5 different videos, and the last one I started 2 weeks ago. One is the poses of the 89 Batmobile, just talking through those. And
Nice.
the other one is because I was at Collectors United, and I see everyone, well, not now, but just like a couple of weeks ago, I saw everyone mentioning the Ash figure from League of Legends, but no one actually knows what League of Legends is. And I happen to love League of Legends, and I've been playing it for 10 years. So I'm kind of annoyed with people just showing the thing and just saying, oh, I don't know anything about it. But it's kind of an interesting one because I don't really think there are a lot of League of Legends players that actually like the 2 figures enough to buy them. Most people I've seen that said they would buy it don't know League of Legends or only know Arcane. So I was thinking about doing a video about that, but it's not really posing, so I'm not sure yet. So that.
Those videos you can do a lot quicker though if you're just talking and going through, going through things. I think, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see the Batmobile one. I think that would be a good one. You deserve some praise for that. So I think getting that one out so you can talk about it and people can hear what your thoughts are on doing it, I think would be fun for us to watch. Don't you agree, guys, in the chat? Just before we continue, top 5 MCU drip. Who is the best
Dude, that
drip?
would be cool. Dude, I like that.
Bro,
Dude, I love it.
I like that. I like that one. Best drips. I was literally saying drip yesterday when me and Mila bought this. Mila's really stylish now. She's getting into style. She bought this really dark olive green puff jacket for, even though it's summer here, she wanted this jacket for winter. that drip is on point.
That drip
We're
is
just walking
so
through the
fun.
shops. We're just walking through the shops going, look at this drip,
Look at
baby.
this drip.
Anthony, we need that room tour. Come on.
Yeah, so
Another vote
the
there.
room is not
Okay.
XXXL. The storage space is XXXL, but you would only see like only boxes. That would be
Yeah.
that was yeah, role players
You're
are
saying-
pretty toxic. It's less now than a couple of seasons ago, though. So it's better. It used to be a lot worse, but you're not wrong.
I would also say about, like, are you talking about when people, when YouTubers are talking about this Hot Toys release and they don't know anything about it? That's annoying.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
well, especially for LOL because I love League. So
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, a lot of them think that everything the Hot Toys does is supposed to be specifically just designed to what they like. Unfortunately, I guess that's why they're annoyed, because they rely on these things to come out so they have something to talk about, and if they don't know what it is, it makes
no,
it
they're not
difficult for
annoyed
them to-
about the figures. I'm annoyed by people not knowing what they talk about when they talk about it.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Well, they wouldn't be talking about it at all if it wasn't Hot Toys. That's the thing.
True.
That they need to talk about. That's their thing, to talk about what things are coming out, right? So they don't want to skip it because they miss the content. Is the rundown now BuzzFeed? What's that mean?
I feel
BuzzFeed.
I should know it, but I don't.
Your family seems to have a genetic thing with jackets in summer. I've melted. I'm melting right now as we
Yeah,
speak.
play Wolverine.
Fucking hell. Hang on. See, I can't even get there in time.
Oh, that's hot.
That was a good
You know,
one.
I'm just going to
Your
play this clip
family.
because I just like this clip just to so I can scream and you guys don't hear me. I'm playing this clip.
Shooter.
Who doesn't need some shooter in their life? We do have a thing with jackets. I nearly got another jacket yesterday, but I had to tell myself no. They keep saying stop doing Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop doing Iron Man. Then they do League, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know about this." Yeah. Or my thing is often they make their content talking about what new releases are coming out, and if it's something they don't know, it's not fun for them to do, I'd imagine. So you could do some research if you really want to report on things. Do some research on what the thing is, and maybe have some constructive criticism on it. That could be maybe a thing that they could do, but you never know. So Batmobile video coming next week, right? Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Damn.
Cheers. Thanks, Timmy.
Would
Thanks.
be so easy to do. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it'll come next week.
Yeah.
You might be right, dear.
I think you should do it. I'm gonna sit here after this show. I'm gonna sit here and watch you do it. You're not allowed to go to bed. I'm gonna watch you record. I'm gonna sit here. You're not allowed to log off stream.
That's why the whole family goes by.
Watch,
What you doing? Yeah, John's watching
Yeah.
me doing the video.
I'm watching you do your speaking takes. How annoying and awkward would that be? Just watching you.
Indeed.
Okay, guys,
Well,
welcome back.
Dude, it wouldn't be awkward at all. I think we would just be laughing for like 5 hours straight trying to do it, not being able to do it.
OnlyFans. That's an OnlyFans thing you can do. Behind the
OnlyFans.
scenes, watch me create content. Watch me create content live.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
If I
interesting.
ever get like members on the YouTube, if I ever start doing that, I might just do that, just filming.
Yeah, I think that's we're onto something here. We're ideas guys. Okay, so you're dropping that video next week. If you guys haven't, if anybody's watching this and you haven't subscribed, go over to Anthony's channel, Figure Posing channel, and subscribe and check out his videos. Your last video that you did with Helen was awesome. I love those videos when you're going through doing
Oh, thanks,
poses
dude.
together.
Yeah,
so,
I think we'll do Yelena next. If we get time.
yeah, sick. She looks pretty posable, so it'd be interesting to see what you can do with her.
Yeah,
She's
and
right.
I'm
She
kind
looks
of guessing that Helen will do Catwoman after, but I don't know. Getting that one? That's what I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
I don't know if she is getting that one because she's already got a Catwoman, I think, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know.
She might keep it, but I think that the material on the suit is a bit different and the hair is a bit different. So that there
Mm.
might be time for an upgrade. It might be time for
Yeah, the sculpt is really good on this new one. I will say I like the sculpt.
It's different.
Yeah. Oh, really? Ooh,
I think it's
okay,
good
yeah.
with the mask on. It's good.
Really?
But the
I know,
other
I gotta
one,
show
the
you this
old one, had
picture.
its merits as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find this picture. I saw it, and I was like, unless it's doctored or something, I was like, freak, that looks like the woman. But here's your channel. Boom. Often you're a legend. Putting
Oh,
it in
thanks,
the chat.
dude.
Mr. Producer, you're unbanned. You're back. You're back, baby. Unbanned.
Unbanned.
He's back. I have an issue where I think all hot toys look cool and I want to buy them, even though I have zero connection with the character.
Yeah, I
that's the
kind of have
thing.
the same. I don't need a connection with the character if the figure's cool.
Yeah, that's a dangerous slope, guys. That's a dangerous slope. Look
Dude,
like
it
it.
is.
Stay strong, brother.
But you get to open a toy store, so that's the that's a good part of it.
Look, we'll fly over and come spend a holiday over there. We'll take a month off, come over. I hope you sort the store out. Let's go. Let's go.
Sort the
We'll come
store
do it.
out.
We'll sort the store out. I just dropped a video yesterday, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, or if you're into it, a new episode of On the Shelf from my Infinity War display. So I actually did, and you can't see properly behind me, but I got my Infinity War and my Endgame display connected together over 2 shelves. But when it
Cool.
came to making the video, I decided to do Infinity War first, then I'll do Endgame. It's a good way of doing extra content, not making the videos too long, so it's a little bit more digestible. It's easier for me to upload and do all that when they're not as long either. So Endgame will be coming. I'll be starting filming on that probably tomorrow. But yeah, if you're into Infinity War, you know, I normally, unlike what we just talked about with collecting, wanting to get all the figures, I try to collect just characters. But for Infinity War and Endgame, I decided to collect some figures from those films because I just love those movies so much and they made such an impact on me that I wanted to have space in my collection dedicated to just those films. So I don't have all the characters. There's so many of them, but I have key ones that I wanted as well, so I could, you know, just have in the collection, but they're within the Infinity War display to kind of tell a little story of why I like that film in a way. So that video is out now. Check that out if you haven't already. And check out my shorts. I've been dropping shorts left, right, and center lately. So I've been playing around. I just dropped one of Spider-Man. I don't know if you saw it, but I got the neck sleeve accessory. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, it makes such a difference. I feel like I was going to do the Spider-Man from, it's the suit from Homecoming, but it was the home movie. I was going to do that in the holding cap shield from Civil War pose. In my mind forever, I'm like, that's going to be the last pose I ever put it in, and I'm just going to leave it in that, and that's going to be a set and forget. But then I put this neck sleeve on, and I took the head sculpt with the half-mast head sculpt from the integrated suit.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I did the best standing pose I've ever done with a Spider-Man figure or any figure I've ever done where a character's just standing but kind of looking pretty realistic, I thought that I've ever done. So I'm like, oh, that's how he's going to stay now. It's my young version of Tom. It'll be with the half mask. With the Homecoming display, I think it's going to work perfectly. So check that out if you're into Spidey. But those neck sleeves are on point. If you want to lift your game with your Spider-Mans, make them look a little more realistic, it just makes that's what Hot Toys should have done instead of doing the neck connector like they did with Toby and thing. I feel like if they'd just done the neck sleeve, it just looks so much more seamless. It really does. So check that out. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Yeah, but that's it, guys. We'll be back next week with another episode, maybe on Anthony's channel if you want to do it on your channel next week. We'll talk about that
if people
behind the
can find
scenes.
it.
Yeah, we can put it. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. So if we do the show on his channel next week, we'll post it on Facebook or Instagram. If you follow us on those, I always forget to tell people to follow us on Instagram. I put pictures up and little videos on Instagram, and we'll advertise the show. So if you don't follow us on there and you have Instagram, check us out. If not, check out Six Scale Posers Facebook group, or just find us on Facebook and send us a friend request or whatever. So then you can see updates on what we're going to be doing and when we're going to be doing it. Often the legends just dropping clips in, dropping links in. Boom,
Figure posing shop. Yeah, so I actually was thinking about doing like a series where I was to make a video of the figure that I'm selling off, and I would
Mm.
either call it like figure posing shop, or I would call it Orphan's Toy Store, or I would call it like auction house. I don't know yet, but I think I'll do that as well.
Often's Toy Store has a great ring to it.
It does,
I
right?
like that.
But maybe then he has claim to do all the videos in the toy, so I don't know.
That's true. That's true. Look at all these ones he's
Thanks,
putting in.
dude.
Jesus Christ. Links
Thanks.
everywhere, bro. Links.
Links left and right.
coming. Links left and right. So yes, thank you for supporting us and showing up every week. We love it when you guys come in the chat. And if you watch this show afterwards, we know we do it at kind of a random time for some people around the world. It's like Saturday night for some people. But it's Sunday morning for me and Saturday night for you. So I know some generally people are doing things at those times. So if you can't make it live, we get it. But if you do, join the chat, have some fun, and throw your comments in. What's often
So,
saying last? I'm waiting for my 22.
I even created a Facebook page or Facebook group for the rundown because you guys asked for more interaction. I created it like a couple of months ago now, and I still don't know if we're actually going to use it. But if you would like to use it, we could. We'll still think about that.
Yeah, like having an actual Facebook group for the rundown could be fun if enough people are on Facebook and want to, throw in things. It's always cool to have something like where you can share memes or just fun things you see or whatever. What's he saying? Both, please. Nice.
So he's still waiting for the Batmobile.
Oh,
So I
weathered.
just
Oh,
asked
weathered.
if you want to clean or weather.
Ah,
Because if he would say weathered, I could say, damn it, I only had the clean one for you. So I'd like,
I get you. I get you.
or vice versa.
Or vice versa. Well,
And then he
I
said
think that was
both.
fun. You want both, bro? What space you got? Jesus.
You were a greedy. What was it again?
Vain, greedy, vain, nasty little boy, or something like that.
Nasty little boy.
You nasty little boy. I would go weathered. I think if I was going to do it, I'd go weathered.
Yeah, I want weather.
Yeah, just looks
Cool.
cool. Yeah. Awesome, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll wrap it up there. Go check out our other videos on our channel if you're into posing content, all that jazz. We'll be back next week, whether it be mine or Anthony's channel. We'll be covering something top 5-ish. So stay tuned. We'll announce it on Facebook or Instagram, and come ready with your picks. But until then, Anthony, as always, thank you, sir, for being here. You guys in the
for
chat,
having me.
often you're a fantastic producer. Thank you, sir. Lukagi, always coming in. Who else was
DK
here
was the first
today?
time, right? Or,
DK was here for the first one. William was in the house. We had up to 10 people, but not
and
everybody
AJ
was
came
chatting
by.
today. AJ came by. Everybody, all you guys, you know who you are. Lani coming in at the end with Killmonger, lurking in the shadows. Wait. If only I was faster. Where's my Drax clip?
How long have you been standing there?
An hour.
An hour?
I love that one. Good choice, Lani. Good choice. We've also got another visitor here, little Mila Jade. Oh, also, guys, before I forget, lastly, Mila has started her own YouTube channel. She's on the board. It's called Mila Jade's World. We've got 2 videos up that she's done. She did a house build in Toca Boca as a short, and then we did a full video. So we're just testing what
Dude,
the
link it.
videos
I'll
are like.
subscribe.
Yes. Okay. I will. No, give me a second. Let me get it. I will link it right now. I can do this. I think. Can I?
This.
Yeah, I can.
I
can do this. So yeah, she's got 10 subscribers already because she's balling. So if you want to throw some support, it's going to be mainly gaming, some maybe beauty routine stuff as she gets more confidence.
Dude,
on doing stuff.
I need some beauty routines.
Anthony said he needs some beauty routines, Mila. She just giggled. So I think we're going to do a Minecraft house tour next. She's building this whole town in Minecraft that I think she's going to do.
That's cool.
So I'm just going to her channel now, guys. Sorry, 2 seconds. Get the link. But she'd really appreciate it if you guys threw her a sub. There we go. I think that's it. Boom. Yeah, so we're becoming the dynamic duo. I think her channel is going to outdo mine in no time, especially with the gaming videos. So we'll see. We'll see. But until next time, we'll be back next week, guys. Have a great week. Hopefully you get some good pickups if you get anything, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.